Right, so today I thought we'd do something a little bit different. I'm going to do a prediction table for the Premier League for next season. I mean, it's something that's quite popular at the moment, but I really do think that we're not going to see the norm, right? I think there's going to be a few places that are going to be shaken up. I think there's going to be a few teams maybe where they're not supposed to be. So yeah, I think what we'll do, we'll start from 20th, and then we'll work our way up to the champions. I think that's fair. So in 20th position, coming dead last, I can't actually say because we don't know. I've gone with the third place team in the championship that gets promoted through the playoffs. As of recording, it could still either be any of the four teams: Brentford, Cardiff, Fulham, or Swansea. And I really don't think any of those four squads are going to have what it takes to really compete financially in the Premier League. I really don't. And especially with the other teams surrounding them, the Premier League is going to be tough. It's going to be really, really tough. And unfortunately, whichever team gets promoted through the playoffs, I don't see them making a far run, I'm afraid. So that's going to be my number 20. 19th, I'm I'm putting Aston Villa. So sorry to all the Villa fans. Are they going to hang on to Grealish? Probably not. I've heard rumours that Dean Smith might not be hanging around for much longer. I really don't like Aston Villa. I don't think that they had some pretty big names. McGinn in the midfield. What was his name? Douglas Luiz that they brought in as well. I don't think that they're going to be able to keep up the pace. I think Bournemouth were robbed this year. So I'm sorry, I'm going to send Villa down in 19th. I can't be too bitter because there'll be an easy 6 points for Leeds when we play them. In 18th, I've gone for West Bromwich Albion. I really kind of struggle with this one because I do like West Brom, but they are, historically speaking, a yo-yo club. Every 3 or 4 years they're up and then they're down again. They're up and they're down again. I just don't. Bilic has done a fantastic job, but I just don't see the quality in kind of within that West Brom side to keep them, basically to allow them to survive. It was close. I think it was a touch and go between the next team, really, that whether or not they were going to survive. I reckon it'll be a really tight relegation battle again this year. And in 17th, who West Brom would be battling, I've got West Ham United. They've had a really, really bad season this year, and I see them again going along that same trajectory. I think they've really struggled with VAR decisions as well. I don't think that's done them any favours. They don't really have any kind of standouts that they can either sell off to bring in cash or to even kind of bolster the squad a bit. Sebastian Haller? He hasn't done brilliantly, has he? And they're frail at the back. They do leak goals. It's going to be another long, rough season for West Ham, but I do see them just surviving. Just. In 16th, I've gone with Brighton and Hove Albion. Now, the news has just come in that they have signed Adam Lallana after he was released by Liverpool. But yeah, it's a little bit of a statement of intent, but I'm not sure they're going to have enough. I really don't see a whole lot of quality in that Brighton side, and maybe there's a little bit of bitterness there because it doesn't look as if Leeds are going to land Ben White from them. Graham Potter seems adamant that he's keeping him there, but what else do Brighton really have? Malpay to provide some goals up front. I don't think he's a top half of the Premier League striker. and they have looked shaky throughout the season. They've had really inconsistent results, and the Premier League is going to be about consistency. So Brighton, sorry, but I'm putting you in 16th. In 15th, I've gone for Southampton. A little bit of a tricky team to place. I do like Ralph Hasenhüttl. I think he's done a really, really good job with the Southampton squad, especially from the point where they were. I think they were bottom of the pack last year, and they had the 8-0 thumping to Leicester. He's done a really, really good job to turn that around, and get a lot out of this squad. You've got Danny Ings challenging for the Golden Boot. Southampton, they haven't done too badly, so I see them sticking around for another season, and they're a team that can pull off an upset or two. In 14th, I've gone for Crystal Palace. Just a bit of a difficult team to even remember. They fly under the radar a lot, for good and for bad. I know that I think Zaha, he's said that he's definitely not wanting to stay for next season, which will be a big blow to their chances. So that's a reason why I haven't ranked them any higher. It's just not a whole lot to say about Crystal Palace, really, is there? They'll win one week, lose the next, draw the next. There hasn't really been any kind of standout results, and there's really not a whole lot to talk about with them. In 13th, I've gone for Burnley. Now I've kept an eye out on Burnley this season. Obviously, they're running Chris Wood up front, but they've had an outstanding season for them. 10th, I think, 10th place, top half of the Premier League finish. They've had a great season, and that's why I've ranked them up in 13th rather than 16th, 15th. They've got an interesting style of play, and they're a big physical side, and they can bully a lot of these smaller teams. I don't fancy playing up against them. I think they can cause a lot of problems. I think 13th is fair for Burnley. In 12th place, I have gone for Leeds United, my team, my club. I've really gone for a high estimate here. This is if we have a absolutely stonking transfer window and everything goes right. I think this is kind of the best possible scenario for Leeds. We're talking about again a manager who is top quality. He is, there's no other words. He's an elite genius, an absolute mental case. But I think everything, his philosophy that he brings is going to count for more than one or two star names that we might not have. It'll be his third year in charge, if he signs. We're not sure about that yet. And he'll have a solid team that knows exactly what is expected of them. And we will surprise teams. We will nick points off of an Arsenal. We will nick points off of a Spurs. I see us battering some of these bottom half teams. 6 points off Villa, 6 points off Albion. I'm pretty sure. So I think we're looking at a really decent, respectable mid-table finish, and from there we'll only build. In 11th, I've gone for Sheffield United. Chris Wilder's men. Chris Wilder's Warriors. I've got a lot of respect for Sheffield United for what they've done this year. They've really pulled something incredible off. In the run for European football, up until lockdown, I think they may have just about run out of steam coming back from lockdown towards the end. But take nothing away from them. They've done absolutely brilliantly without splashing a huge amount of cash. So I think they've done really, really well. Are they going to get found out this season by a few teams that maybe step it up a little bit? I think potentially. I'll be really, really interested to see some of the signings they've made, or they're intending to make. They're looking at bringing in John Swift from Reading, someone that I hugely, hugely rate. So, 11th place for Sheffield United. Alright, coming into the top half of the table now, in 10th place, I've got a bit of a wild card here. I've gone for Newcastle United. I know there's still whispers and rumours of this takeover happening and all of that, the investments coming in. I have a funny feeling about Newcastle. I don't know why. For whatever reason, things haven't quite gelled together perfectly this year. But yeah, that's not to say that it's not going to happen for them this year. I think that they've got the players there. They've got talent in the squad. And they've got a plan. They've got a manager that knows that plan. And, I do think that they've got a solid system. I think they'll be tough to break down. And again, I see them pulling off some upsets. I'm going to come back to this video in about a year and find out that Newcastle finished like 18th or something. In ninth place, I have gone with Leicester. Leicester City. Now, they've had a really difficult end to their season, missing out on the Champions League spots, having to settle for Europa League football. I think this year that's going to take a toll on them. I really do. I think it's going to tire their squad. They've got a sensational first 11. They really do, with international players there. But I think they've got a relatively weak bench and a kind of a weak backup squad. If they get hit with injuries and suspensions, I see Leicester struggling, and I see them struggling to pick up points. Is Brendan Rodgers the man for the job as well? And has he lost the dressing room? I don't know. I see ninth place for them. I don't think that they'll have the same. I don't think they'll have the same kind of impact that they had this season. Eighth place, I've gone for Everton. Carlo Ancelotti's men. That was a big signing when it happened, wasn't it? Carlo Ancelotti going to Everton. Goodison Park. No, but I do like Everton, and I like the players, some of the players that they've got. I really highly rate Moise Kean. I think he's more than capable of banging in goals. Richarlison as well, Luca Digne. They've got decent players, and I think this season has been a lot of turmoil. They've gone through managers. They only got Ancelotti kind of towards the end of it. So I think this season we're really going to see a kind of revitalised Everton. We're going to see them come good, and top half of the table finish is on the cards for them. In seventh place, I've gone for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Same place as actually they finished this year. They're a consistent side, but I think they're consistently stuck really in this spot, kind of just about challenging for the Europa League. I think they're by far and away better than all of the previous teams I've mentioned, but I'm not sure they quite have the quality to get any higher than they currently are. They're going to have a fight on their hands to keep some of their star men: Adama Traore, Raul Jimenez, Diego Jota. They've got so much talent, and they're a really dangerous side. The Molineux is a great place to go, tough to break down. I'm looking forward to seeing some of the games there. Sixth place, I've gone for Tottenham Hotspur, Spurs, under the thumb of Mourinho. Are they going to get a trophy this year? Absolutely not. Again, I think the Spurs will finish in the same place that they finished in the Premier League this season. Mourinho, he's a polarising figure, isn't he? He blows hot and cold. One minute he's the chosen one, this genius of tactical football, and the next minute he's lost the dressing room and he's playing 9 defenders behind the ball. I think that talent within the squad, Spurs have got plenty there, and they have game changers. It's all about consistency, and it's all about whether or not they can pick up these goals away from home, and whether or not they can keep clean sheets. And if they're able to keep Mourinho for the entirety of this season, I will be amazed. That's 6th place for them. In 5th place, we have Arsenal. Arsenal, wow. Didn't think I'd be rating them this highly. And I feel like I'm almost taking a gamble putting them so high up, considering the absolute meltdown of a season that they've just had. But this is the thing, I think that they've had their meltdown season. 3 managers, terrible results. I do like Arteta. I like his vision. I like what he's doing with the club. Obviously, they are going to need investment, and depending on whether or not they get the investment, I see Arsenal finishing I think fifth is the max. I've been generous and I've given Arsenal their maximum potential finish with fifth. If they don't get the investment and Arteta doesn't work out for them, it could be 10th again, boys. I'm sorry. In fourth, I've gone for Manchester United. I struggle really to kind of say much about Man U, really, apart from the fact that they are complete scum. There is a gap in the Premier League. There is and I feel like there's a big gap between my top three and the rest of the chasing pack. Manchester United, they're doing their best. They're trying to bring in Jadon Sancho, but they're going to need to get rid of Heya if they're going to want any chance of top flight football. But I really don't believe that any of the teams below them have the talent in the squad or the firepower that Manchester United do. So I think fourth place is fair for them. Well, here's at the wheel. In third, I've gone for Chelsea. Now Chelsea making big moves in the transfer market. Timo Werner, Kai Havertz coming in as well, and Ziyech as well coming in. They're three players I highly rate. Chelsea are looking scary. They've got a wealth of young talent in there. Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham. They're a fantastic side. Reece James as well, obviously. I really like him. I think if they get their defence and their keeper sorted out, I see Chelsea closing the gap on the top two. And this could be a really, really good season for them. I hate Frank Lampard though, so I hope it falls apart. Stop crying, mate. Stop crying. In second, I have gone for Liverpool, which might surprise a few people, but I think obviously I'll talk about who I've got as champions, but Liverpool, I don't think that this squad is actually as strong as their squad last year. I think they can be got at. I think they can be complacent. They can leave gaps at the back. And they have got a little bit lucky this year through certain refereeing decisions, VAR. I'm not taking anything away from Klopp or just the sheer talent that squad has. They are, without a doubt, one of the best teams that English football has ever seen. But I don't think they're quite as good, or will be as good as my number one. So, winning the Premier League this year, I've gone for Manchester City. And I don't think actually that comes as a surprise to many people. Just getting that money raining in on them. Listen, Guardiola is a top class manager, and there's no getting away from that. And he's got the funds at his disposal. He has the transfer. He can make these transfers. Not that he needs them, because he's already got an incredible squad. But I think he will strengthen. This season will have hurt them. They won't have liked to come in second. They've already kind of proven that they're above the law by overturning their Champions League ban. So, they're back in that. And just looking at their recent results in the Premier League, they've been putting teams away 5-0 on a weekly, constant basis. And they've been looking far more assured than Liverpool. I'll be interested to see what the kind of pre-season is for them, but I think they'll be champions, and I think actually that there's going to be quite a gap as well. I think that they'll do it convincingly. Right, so there you have it. There is my Premier League table predictions for this coming year. I'm looking forward to being proven wrong in absolutely everything, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of the comments from you guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think I'm on the right track, or if I'm, just being biased and blinded and everything like that. But I reckon I've done a solid job, and I'm looking forward to coming back to this in a year's time when I've got it completely wrong. I think that'll be all from us. So yeah, until next time, stay safe.